The road to a Democratic majority in Congress runs through Virginia, specifically Virginia Beach. Virginia's 2nd district on the seacoast is one of 14 carried by President Biden 4 years ago, but held by a Republican. In this case, Jen Kiggins, a former state legislator who defeated a Democratic incumbent, Elaine Luria, in the 2022 midterm elections. Luria was first elected in the 2018 midterms, a beneficiary of anti-Trump backlash. She was a casualty of anti-Biden backlash, much of it rooted in economic anxiety. Luria tried navigating that by, in effect, running against Trump. She was a member of the House committee that investigated the January 6th riot and Trump's role in that insurrection. Luria lost in part because of redistricting. Peeled from the 2nd was the city of Norfolk, heavily Democratic Norfolk. In other words, redistricting cost Luria her insurance policy. Kiggins has spent most of her first term, as Luria spent her 2 terms, trying to thread the needle. That is, simultaneously appealing to swing voters and Trump voters. Kiggins has endorsed Trump, but would rather talk about delivering for her district. That means keeping an eye on defense spending. It's an article of faith in a district that's home to a huge number of active and retired military. The Democrat angling to take on Kiggins is betting she can tell that story too. Missy Carter Smassel, like Kiggins, is a Navy veteran. She runs an organization that spotlights the sacrifices of military women. Smassel ran unsuccessfully for the state Senate several years ago. Now national Democratic organizations are all in for her congressional bid. Defeating an incumbent isn't easy, but it's happened several times in the 2nd in recent cycles. The seat flipped from Republican to Democrat in 2008, then Democrat to Republican in 2010. In 2018, Luria put the seat back in the Democratic column. 4 years later, Kiggins grabbed it for Republicans. Democrats need about 7 seats to take back the House, and they're betting that Biden's coattails will help in those districts he won in 2020, but went Republican in the 2022 midterms. It may be easier said than done in Virginia, too, not for lack of organization or money, both of which Smassel is expected to have plenty of. Geography could make the difference. Both candidates are from Virginia Beach, the largest city in the state. That means Kiggins, backed by the big money Republican groups, and Smassel will split the vote there. And the Democrat will need a massive vote out of the Beach because most of the rest of the district is strongly Republican. That territory includes the Eastern Shore and part of the rural South Side. And because the performance of both candidates will be closely tied to the performance of the presidential nominees, Virginia, too, could prove to be a very expensive nail-biter. For the Richmond Times-Dispatch, this is Jeff Shapiro.